Welcome everyone, it's SEMA Central. I'm Dennis Pitzenbarger here at the 2015 SEMA Show in the beautiful halls of the Las Vegas Convention Center. To my left, a very good friend, the one and only, the guy I know that was crazy enough to do not one, but two majors in college, tried to take it all on at once. I know so much about it. He's my friend, Gale Banks. How you doing today, sir?
It's a pleasure to be here.
Man, we could stay up here for hours. I don't know what, I have to pick certain things. First off, let's talk a little about what's going on at Banks Power these days.
A number of things. We've come up with a new product called iDash. These are intelligent instruments that converse with each other, that converse with the vehicle, that allow you to monitor and allow you to control tuning, water methanol, boost, all these sorts of things. Pick up information from the vehicle's diagnostic bus, calculate air density in the intake manifold, which is a breakout patent, a patent I got recently. It's a breakout forced induction analysis panel, if you will.
Wow.
So you plug in your horsepower and you make improvements, bigger intercooler, billet wheel in your compressor, whatever you're doing, smaller pulley on your blower, and it'll tell you whether or not you got more air density per cubic foot. Engines are CFM machines. They inhale their own volume every 2 revs. So how do you make more power? If you're going to turn the same RPM at the peak, the only way to make more power is to open the throttle further. The throttle controls the air density in the intake manifold. That's what a throttle is for. It cuts the air density down so that each cubic foot has less air to match with less fuel, air-fuel ratio.
Sure.
So the engine will idle. So diesels do it differently. They control fuel in a different way. But this density meter, manifold air density, the units are mad. So at 100% on the gauge, you've got a standard day. Here today, the density is about 92% of a standard day. If you dynoed an engine today, you'd have an 8% correction factor. So I've been dealing with air density and correction factors since I was a kid. But there's never been a gauge that showed you that value. And it is the job of every supercharger and intercooler to improve air density, and we have no gauge to measure it. That's why I got the patent.
And now we do.
Yeah, now we do.
Well, that's what's always great about talking to you. I mean, the science of the engine with you. I mean, you build and have built a lot of cool hot rods, a lot of stuff that goes really fast, but when I get a chance to talk to you, the science is what just blows me away. I mean, you're one of the first guys that has said it for many years. It's just a big air pump.
Yes.
Put a bunch of air in, a bunch of air comes out.
Yeah.
And it's just that science that just blows me away with what you do. And I got an opportunity to test some of your products recently for something
true.
I have a project. I got my hands on a 2015 brand new Dodge with a 3-liter diesel. And
yes.
Diesels and turbos for you are like peanut butter and jelly. And I got a chance, I was blown away. Not only by the simplicity of the install,
yes.
It took me about an hour and a half to put the entire system on the rig, and full exhaust and the tuner. We went out to the racetrack and I was blown away. I took a stock Dodge truck and I started at 17.2s, which was anemic.
Yes.
We turned up the boost all the way on that bullet tuner.
Yes.
And we got the thing down to a 15.9 with nothing that is, no big difference, no big changes, but an amazing amount of power that we gained for something so simplistic as what you designed.
That's one of our smart instruments. It's called a bullet. The entire mechanism, all the circuit boards for the readout, the configuration, which is button pushes, and the tuning everything, all the electronics are in that 2-inch gauge architecture. We do water meth controller for our straight shot and double shot water meth in the same architecture. You can find plastic pieces to mount 2-inch gauges in any car that, in the world, it seems. So it's kind of tough to get all that in there. Sometimes there are multiple circuit boards in there, but we've mastered it. Now we're working on things like the bullet, our water meth controller that converse with each other.
Wow. Well, that'll be the next step.
Exactly.
Well, it's amazing because I was blown away by the ease of installation. That it was just something that I was so glad to test some of your products. You and I have known each other for years, and I've been to the shop, I've had a lot of fun, but I finally got a chance to test it, and I had a bunch of fun. I tell you what, if you want a quality product, we know where to go. Look in that camera and tell them where to go if they want to find more about Banks Power and how to get a hold of you.
Well, that would be bankspower.com, and I'm also on Facebook, Gale Banks.
There you go. And you know what? I Facebooked him, messaged him. It's the real guy. There's not a robot doing it.
There's no stand-in.
There's no stand-in. Hey, more from SEMA Central coming up soon.